Hey folks, welcome to Broadband Deployment News. According to a report from Lightman Group, about 3.5 million broadband subscribers were added in 2022, and about 90% of them were fixed wireless. Be right back. Hey, Rick Uzzi with Broadband Deployment News. So if you are watching live, feel free to drop any comments or commentary that you have in YouTube chat. If you're watching recorded or even live, you can go ahead and just drop a comment instead of in the chat. Just put it in the comment. I'd love to hear what you're thinking. So I saw this report and I thought this was pretty amazing. I knew that fixed wireless was really where a lot of broadband growth was coming, but this really emphasizes how big that is and how other operators are really struggling in some cases to maybe overcome some losses because of old infrastructure that they have in their territories. So you see here again, this is from Lightman Research Group. This is kind of a summary of, they've got a much longer report on broadband, and they put out a press release and will summarize different things to kind of pique your interest, and this piqued my interest here. So about 3.5 million added broadband from top providers in 2022. They're just looking at the top providers and not looking at every single one, but that makes up, as you see here, 95% of the market. So they found that the largest cable and wireline phone providers and fixed wireless services in the US, representing about 95% of the market, acquired about 3.5 million net additional broadband internet subscribers in 2022, compared to a pro forma gain of 3.7 million roughly in 2021. So it's gone down a little bit, and it went down from 2020, but of course we had some pandemic years there that drove that. But so it's still a good number of ads. What's really remarkable is the number of wireless ads. These top broadband providers account for 110.5 million subscribers, with top cable companies having 75.6 million broadband subscribers, top wireline phone companies having 30.8 million subscribers, and top fixed wireless services having 4.1 million subscribers. So from this, it's like, cable is still king as far as the number of subscribers throughout the country, although certainly fiber has made really significant inroads recently. And doesn't look like there's that many fixed wireless subscribers, but when you look at how it's changed in just the last year, it's really phenomenal. So some of the findings here include overall broadband additions in 2022 were 94% of 2021. So again, not pretty high, but not quite as much as 2021. The top cable companies added about 515,000 subscribers in 2022, compared to about 2.8 million net adds in 2021. So that's a significant decrease for cable operators during that time. And I'm sure a good number of those were probably people going from maybe older DOCSIS technology to maybe a fiber competitor that had come in the area. Or, as we'll see, they probably lost quite a few to some fixed wireless subscribers, people that subscribe for fixed wireless, maybe on cheaper plans that didn't have a long-term commitment, didn't have usage, because a lot of the, like T-Mobile, for example, is coming out, I think, $50 a month, no usage caps. You can pay month to month, no terms. So a lot of people might leave because of that. Maybe their term comes up and their price goes up, and it's like, you know what, let me try out a fixed wireless provider and see how that goes. The top wireline phone companies lost about 180,000. They lost subscribers, 180,000 total broadband subscribers in 2022, compared to about 210,000 net adds in 2021. So they actually lost subscribers. Wireline telcos had about 2.4 million net adds via fiber in 2022, offset by about 2.6 million non-fiber net losses. So most likely DSL. So again, they're struggling there because they've just got older infrastructure and slower infrastructure. Cable is generally sitting better than DSL. Even on older technology, it's not as bad as older DSL technology. So they didn't see the kind of losses that the phone companies did. But phone companies are out there as quickly as possible getting fiber installed. So they did install quite a bit of fiber, but they lost a lot of DSL. Fixed wireless 5G home internet services from T-Mobile and Verizon added about 3.17 million subscribers in 2022. Wow. Compared to about 730,000 net adds in 2021. So again, top broadband providers had about 3.5 million subs, and fixed wireless services accounted for 90% of the net broadband additions in 2022, compared to 20% of the net adds in 2021, according to Bruce Lightman. Total broadband net adds in 2022 were slightly lower than last year, and down from about 5 million in 2020, but were more than in any year from 2012 to 2019. And again, so 2012 to 2019, things were going along as we all thought they would in a normal kind of format. And then we had a pandemic, and lots of people then decide, wow, I really need broadband at home because I can't do my work and my kids can't do school. So there were lots of ads, and then dropped a little bit, and then dropped a little bit more. But they're still, the 2022 is still higher than it was anytime between 2012 and 2019. So there's a breakdown here. You've got broadband providers and the subscribers at the end of 2022 and how many they added at 2022. So if we look at the, again, larger providers who they're looking at here, your cable companies. So Comcast, you see they're at the top of the heap with 32 million, and they added 250,000 net adds in 2022. Charter added more, 344,000, and they're at 30 million. So Charter did very well. Cox, 5.5 million. Added about 30,000 subscribers. Altus, USA, 4.28 million, but they shed 103,300 subscribers. Now, Altus, they acquired Suddenlink. Well, for one thing, they're cable, but they're actually trying to do quite a bit in the fiber world. But they acquired Suddenlink out in the West, and their strategy, from what I understand, is up in the Northeast, kind of New York, New Jersey area. They're trying to put in as much fiber as they can. So I think they're probably trying to overcome some older technology there, because what they were saying in the Suddenlink territories, they're looking at strategically maybe doing some DOCSIS 3.1 upgrades there instead of doing fiber. They've got more fiber overbuilders in their territories in the Northeast. So I'm sure they lost quite a few subscribers there in the Northeast, and they're targeting in the West and what they call their Suddenlink territory, more DOCSIS 3.1 upgrades there. Mediacom, 1.468 million and only 5,000 new ads. Cable One has about 1 million approximately, and they added 14,400 subscribers. And then you got BreezeLine, also lost here, 693,000 subscribers, and they lost about 23,000. BreezeLine is the new name for Atlantic Engineering. That was rebranded, I think, the beginning maybe of 2022. BreezeLine, or Atlantic Engineering, is owned by Cogeco up in Canada. And they were saying that some of the losses that they experienced, a good number of them, maybe half or more of these losses here, were in their Ohio territory, where they picked up some WOW territory, WOW subscribers, WOW Internet. So, and apparently that transition didn't go that well. I think they had some billing issues, and they had some what they called poor timing on some outages. Outages are never timed well, but sometimes they can be really bad, especially if you just acquire customers and then you're trying to fix, trying to integrate things, and things break, and people are like, oh my gosh, I got this new company and they're messing things up. So that is what they're saying, a reason for a lot of the folks that they lost last year. It was not in this particular report, but I was reading that. Then we got wireline phone companies. So you see AT&T here. Even AT&T, as strong as they are in fiber, they still got a lot of DSL customers. So they sitting at 15.3, almost 15.4 million. They lost 118,000 subscribers, and that's going to be mostly DSL that they lost there. Verizon, 7.48, almost 7.5 million, and they gained 119,000 subscribers. Lumen, that's what used to be CenturyLink, renamed Lumen. So they lost 253,000. They're not doing so well lately. They've had a hit on their stock price because of what they've been saying their future goals are. So, and they did lose 253,000 subscribers. They're trying as quickly as possible to get fiber in, but I don't think the market liked what they were saying their plans were. Frontier, 2.8 million. They gained 40,000 subscribers. Windstream at 1.75. They gained 10,300. Windstream has been partnering up with companies I know here in Georgia, for example, and not with companies, with like counties, for example, counties or electric membership co-ops and places where Windstream is going to be the kind of the company that's doing a lot of the infrastructure build out, but yet partnering up a public-private partnership with somebody like a county. So I think we're going to be seeing them do better as they get some of that infrastructure built out, and they can kind of partner up and market with those other entities. TDS, 510,000 subscribers overall, and they gained almost 20,000. Then Consolidated, 367,000 subscribers. They gained 724 subscribers. So some of these, I'm sure we're balancing some of these that still have DSL infrastructure, like a Windstream, like a Consolidated, where they've got old infrastructure that they're having to overbuild and losing customers from that. I'm sure that's changing. You know, they're gaining fiber subscribers, but they're losing DSL subscribers. So they're either underwater or they're just barely treading water there. So you can see the total top wireline phone, and you've got the numbers there. So if we looked at the cable, it was 75.6 million roughly, and they gained 517,000. And then on the wireline telco kind of providers, about 30.8 million, and they actually lost overall 181,276. Again, just trying to balance out that fiber and DSL and get fiber in as quickly as possible, but losing DSL customers faster than they can do that. Then you've got fixed wireless. So you've got T-Mobile. They started out, their total now is 2,646,000 fixed wireless subscribers. So this is not just the number of places that they can reach. They can reach a lot more than this with fixed wireless, but they've got that many subscribers, and they gained 2 million last year. Then you've got Verizon, 1.452 million fixed wireless subscribers, and they gained just this last year 1,171,000. So a good number of the subscribers were gained last year that they have. And of course, Verizon, some of the losses, when you look at them again, only getting 119,000 new fiber subscribers, some of the people that they're losing could be to their own wireless service. So it could be that they, in an area, have DSL only, and they might lose that DSL customer, but they might gain them on the fixed wireless side because they offer both. T-Mobile does not offer both. They just do the fixed wireless side. So that's that. This is a summary of the report. Again, this is a press release, and I linked to that in the description of this video. If you can go to their website, and I'll link to this as well. I didn't, but I'll go ahead and put a link here. So this is the table of contents from where I think this report came from. So there's all kinds of information in here on this report. You see it's about the types of devices that people are using, key findings about broadband internet, broadband subscriptions at home, nationwide, cable, telco, fixed wireless broadband subscriptions. That's probably, a portion of what we were looking at there. Types of broadband by location and age, those kinds of things. Perceptions of internet service providers, overall satisfaction, key findings and trends, time spent online activities, do you have home Wi-Fi, network, and mean number of devices. There's a lot of information. Then there's information on pay TV. So this, I'm almost certain, is a paid report. So this press release is a teaser for that, and I'm sure you can go ahead and purchase this report if you were interested. So I was not that interested in it. I thought it was interesting, but not interested enough to pay however many. It's probably over $1,000 to purchase this. Would be my guess. Could be $3,000-$4,000. I don't know. I didn't find price. I looked. I didn't find a price on there. One thing I did find was when I was looking at their website, they had their latest research, and from this same report, and again, I think it's the same report I was getting the broadband numbers I was looking at. I thought this was interesting. It's about why people say they don't need internet. And a lot of times we're saying, so many people don't have broadband internet. And is it because they don't have access to it? Is it because it's too expensive? And I've always said that there are just some people that don't really feel like they need it. It could be, and you'll see here, it could be older people that don't feel they need it. It could be younger people that don't feel like they need it. Because, if the pandemic's over and they're at home and they're like, you know what, my phone's fine. I don't watch a big TV. I stream stuff to my phone. I've got an unlimited plan. I don't need a wired internet connection at home. Now, if we have another pandemic and they wind up doing stuff where they need it, that their tune would change. But many might not if they're younger. And then older folks might be fine with their phone and whatever else. So maybe they've got a cable connection. They haven't cut the cord and they're not doing a lot of streaming. And it's like, you know what? I can look up stuff on my phone. I don't really get on the computer. So you see here, top reasons for not subscribing to internet service at home. You got 35% cite a lack of need as the main reason for not getting an internet service at home. 17% cite cost expense, and 11% cite availability issues. So you still have availability, and then cost is even higher than that. But then higher than that is the fact that some people say they don't need it. And then there was something else here. Yeah, age 55 or 55% of people ages 65 and up are not online at home, and they cite a lack of need. And then that compares to 25% of ages to 18 to 64. So I think in the lower end of that, certainly, again, people that have just gotten they've just moved out of the house, they're at college maybe, and they have internet there, maybe, they don't count that. Or they've moved out of their house, they're in an apartment, and it's like, you know what, we don't need a wired connection at home. We don't have a TV, we watch everything on our devices. So I think a certain demographic of younger folks that probably don't need it as well. So as much as we want to get access to universal broadband, that's certainly important that every single structure in the United States that should have access to broadband can have access to broadband. That doesn't mean that we're going to get to 100% broadband adoption. I think people need to keep that in mind, that you can try to twist somebody's arm, but they might be, I don't need it, and even if I can afford it, let's say it's $60 a month to get a really good internet service at my home. If I don't feel I need it, I'm not going to pay that. So we're going to be seeing that, we're going to get more people with the ability to connect up, and certainly a number of them will do that once they get the option to do that. We can see a lot of people, it's about not having access, and for some people it's about cost. So as we get more broadband available, and if we can get the cost down a little bit, or we got the Affordable Connectivity Program, or we have internet providers saying, we're going to provide a low cost option or a lower cost option for everybody, then there will be some people that will take that. A lot of people will say, you know what, I just don't need it. I'm good on my device at home and I have it at work. So when I need to do something at work, I've got it there. People will say that. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. If this was at all interesting or helpful, if you just give me a like on the video, I'd appreciate that. If you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button and click the bell. You'll be notified when I'm live. Thanks a lot, and I will see you next time I'm live. Broadband Deployment News. Take care. Bye-bye.